Red alert, red alert, red alert, calling all SMEs ambitious sales and marketing professionals. This week's newsletter contains hand-picked message that is vital to your success in becoming an excellent business professional. Period. To whet your appetite to read further about this news, do allow me to preview some vital facts and figures. They could blow the socks away from your feet. Don't believe? Just continue reading, you will agree with me 120%. For starters, Malaysia's economy has grown to more than 8%. This is due to Prime Minister's effort to opening up the economy and reducing the unemployment rate. Additionally, the improvement is attributed to lockdowns being a thing of the past. Moreover, the Malaysia's healthy economy is maintained due to our fundamental resilience to face these problems well, such as foreign worker shortage, surging inflation, and high underemployment. Along with this, there are concerns of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, global supply chain disruptions, and monetary policy tightening measures. You don't need a rocket scientist to understand the situations now. That said, shall we dive deep into the contents of this week's newsletter? Shall we? Thanks. Here goes. Malaysia's economy expanded by 8.9%. Mind you, the sound policies contributed to higher than normal expected growth, says Shahrul. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's improved economic growth of 8.9% in the second quarter of 2022 is in part due to Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob's clear stance on opening up the economy and reducing the unemployment rate. The Prime Minister's Office Economic Director Shahrul Hamdan, who said this, added that the expansion of the country's gross domestic product announced by Bank Negara yesterday was made possible also due to Ismail Sabri's assurance on having no more lockdowns. The Prime Minister deserves some credit at this 8.9% economic growth registered. His clarity on having no more lockdowns and opening up the economy, as well as focusing on reducing unemployment, has borne fruit, Shahrul said. He cited figures by the Statistics Department, which showed on Wednesday that unemployment now was almost at pre-pandemic levels. Shahrul said since Ismail Sabri took office in August last year, employment figures had gone up by more than 400,000, leading to increased wholesale and retail spending. Manufacturing output has also jumped significantly, not to mention high approved investments over the last few quarters. These are all official, registered figures, he said. However, Shahrul said there would be challenges such as managing surging inflation and combating high underemployment. The foreign worker shortage is also a major pain we have to solve somehow. We also have to depend less on consumer spending for our gross domestic product, GDP. But at least we've ticked some really important boxes on the recovery path from the COVID-19 pandemic, he added. He said global headwinds were still strong with the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, with global supply chain disruptions and aggressive monetary policy tightening measures across the globe. But our recent macro numbers, like the GDP figure announced, show that Malaysia possesses fundamental resilience to face these problems well, he added. Bank Negara announced yesterday that Malaysia's economy expanded 8.9% year-on-year in the second quarter of 2022, which was significantly higher than the median expectation of 6.7% growth by a Reuters poll of economists. The improved performance, compared to growth of 5% in the first quarter of the year, brought the first half of this year's GDP growth to 6.9%. Bank Negara Governor Tan Senior Nur Shama Mahmud Yunus said the national economy was projected to expand further for the remainder of the year. Just to reinforce what is written about Malaysia's well-being ballooned to 8.9%, it is best to recap only the salient points here and now. Agree or not? In a nutshell, Malaysia's economy has grown to over 8%. Also, the authorities has opened up the economy and reduced the unemployment status. Plus there were improvements helped by the government's positive efforts. Moreover, Malaysia's resilient economy has helped our country's efforts to overcome some negative factors. Factors such high levels of underemployment, etc. Additionally, there are hardships caused by the Russia-Ukraine conflict, disruptions in global supply chains, and monetary tightening measures. Believe me, now you don't need a rocket scientist to understand the situations. True or not? Now that you have fully understood the situations in Malaysia, we must therefore help one another to maintain status quo or improve the economy. Possible? You bet we can. Agree or not? My parting words are best said by quoting the words of Jack Ma. He is a Chinese business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. He says, every government says they love small businesses, but what have they done for them? We should pull down all the barriers. P.S. Come to think of it, we know if it is a lengthy SME sales and marketing newsletter, yet we want to congratulate you for watching and reading this bulletin completely. Needless to say, since you have fully read this news, therefore, you now deserve more forthcoming weekly free bonus of chapters of the book How to Handle All Kind of Sales Objections. Additionally, we are eager to know which part of this sales and marketing SMEs newsletter you learned most. Your feedbacks are critical so that we can help each other grow effectively. Lest you forget, these sharing will continue in YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course in our author, trainer, and consultant's email, josephsfn@gmail.com, upon request. Alright, thank you. We hope to meet you next week. Goodbye and best wishes. From me, yours truly, Madam Sophia, the virtual presenter to CTM Joseph. August 23, 2022.